It is Christmas, my dudes, or nearly. It's 23rd, Saturday. And yeah, I'm doing a wee test run through of the main. I'm making that tomorrow, and we're going to take that through to my mum's on Monday. Thought I'd turn the camera on, and we are having a steamed suet pudding. It's going to be wild rabbit. I'm going to have some bacon. I'm going to have some mushrooms. I'm not a big mushroom fan, but my mum loves them, so yeah, and I've done many suet puddings. Haven't made this before. Think it's going to work. I'm just messing around with flavours and stuff and see if anything needs tweaked. So yeah, I'm going to get one of these defrosted, hacked up. I'm only going to need a wee bit. These are big buggers. I think I paid about £10.50 something. Doesn't say. Yeah, I think it was about 21 quid for the pair. These are much bigger. These came from way up north, actually, up in Inverness, but the local guys we get from, they're normally kind of about that size, you know. Yeah, these look good, so back in a minute. And there we go. Right, I'm at a bit of a weird angle here, but I think you can see everything. Yeah, that's the smaller of the two rabbit haunches. It's been in the microwave, obviously, so that's why it looks a wee bit manky at the top, but it'll be fine. That's about 120 with the bone in. The other one was slightly bigger, about 150 grams. This will be fine for us tonight. I've done, that's a couple of rashers of smoked streaky bacon as well from same butchers. 2 chestnut mushrooms, 2 shiitake. I might add a wee bit more shiitake. I probably won't need to be honest with this. Now here I've got some of these dates. It was 2 or 3 of them. Just ran a knife through them, chopped them up a wee bit. And also I've only got a couple of the wee pearl onions left, but I want to put some wee spikes of that through each layer. Bit of time, just going to run a knife through that again, break that down a wee bit. This is very well seasoned plain flour. Just salt, white pepper, black pepper. And each layer I'm just going to add that in, and that will help thicken us up a wee bit. At the back here is you can't see that, it doesn't really matter. There you go. You'll see that when I show you the pastry, or, you know, hey, fine. Won't use that anywhere else. It is quite strong, but that's got horseradish through it. This is beef stock, so I made that last weekend, and I've just made or rather, well, I shoved it in the microwave, basically. It's been in the fridge. So that's set up, but that's like 150ml of beef stock, and I've put in about 75ml of this. That's Fruch Heather Ale. This is brewed just up the road. These guys are really nice, Williams Brothers. And it's just the beef stock. It was a dark stock I used, and you normally go a wee bit lighter with rabbit. So I'm just going to lice it down a wee bit. And here's your pudding basin. So I'm going to start cooking these off. I'm going to joint it at the rabbit. Fry off the bacon, fry off the rabbit. I'm not too fussed about getting them completely cooked, to be honest, because this whole thing is going to steam for an hour-ish, hour and a half maybe. See how it goes. I'll probably get a bit of colour in the mushrooms and stuff too. Then we're just going to build it and steam it. Okay. Right, slightly battered old pan, but it's fine. I'm cheating a wee bit. We had bacon rolls for lunch, so I've left the fat in there just to help. Just going to let this cook down, and I just want to crisp these up a wee bit. If I can, try and get some of the fat rendered out, and then I'm going to take them off, cut down the rabbit, chuck that in, same thing. Right, that's the bacon just come off, and while I was doing that, I've just boned out the rabbit leg. Now, particularly with wild meat, you've got to watch, because these wee buggers here, the kind of the silvery bits, they're absolutely fine to eat, but they're very, very stringy. So if you want to, you know, if you happen to be cooking rabbit, you can spend half an hour going through picking these out. Certainly take the silver skin off, I'd say. I've got as many of the tendons and ligaments out as I can be bothered with. Yeah, so I'm just going to cut this down and cook that off in the same pan. I've got plenty of batter in there, but that's them just gone in. These are only going to need a minute or two, and I'll pull them off and I'll shove the mushrooms in. Just to give you an idea what that's cooking, that's how much waste I've got off that one wee haunch. So there's a fair bit. You can chuck it in stock if you want to. Keep the carcasses, you know. That's just got to go in the dog later. Right, 2-3 minutes, that's enough. They're cooked through. So I'm just going to take these off. And get the mushrooms in. And I really don't need very long for these at all. Obviously you've already got the salt and the fat from the smoked bacon, so I'm not bothering to season. And the stock and the seasoned flour, we'll do the rest and leave it in the pudding. And I'm right-handed, so this is a wee bit awkward there. Cool, and they have basically just soaked up everything there. And while that all cools, I'm going to show you the pastry. The pastry for this is pretty simple. I'm going to be making a half portion today, so if you want to make more, just double this, whatever, it scales up quite nicely. So I've already got 150 grams of self-raising flour in the bowl here. Now, if you don't have self-raising flour, it's not the end of the world. You can use plain flour and add some baking powder. So for 150 grams of plain, half a teaspoon of baking powder, you just need a wee leavening agent, really. Yeah, so give it a mix through, that's fine. So that's 150 self-raising. I've got 75 grams of suet. This Atora back here, this is the one that you tend to see in the UK. It's just the fat from around a cow's kidneys, really. There's a veggie version as well. I've never used it. I think it's made from sunflower oil. Presumably works because it's been on sale for years. So I've got half suet to flour, so that's 150 flour, 75 suet. I've got a good pinch of salt in there already, and I'm going to use, this varies a wee bit, I'm guessing about 60 ml of milk probably. So all I'm going to do here is reach around, dump that in. And I also want a wee bit of this. This is Tewkesbury hot mustard. It's basically, this is mustard with horseradish in it. I just want to get a wee bit of flavour. This dough takes flavours quite nicely. I'm going with, I don't know, a teaspoon maybe for this. So yeah, you can chop herbs through it or whatever. I'm just trying to think of things that are going to work with what I'm doing. And all you want to do now is kind of cut this through with a knife. You'd normally just use a wee butter knife or something like this. And just start mixing. Presumably not reaching around a tripod, and you just want it to come together. Right, it's going to bring it back together. There we go, that's better. So it should be a wee bit sticky, but you don't want to be in, you know, impossible to work with. Right, a wee bit of faff there, but yeah, I've got a log now. As you can see, that took probably 3 minutes something just to bring it together. I think we're going to get away with this, as I say. Now I want to take about a third of this. So, about there, shove that to one side. That's going to be the, well, effectively the base when it's cooked, but we'll call it the lid for the pudding. So I'm going to pop that over there, and then we're going to get this bit, and I want to roll this out to about 5 mil thick, something. So what, half an inch? No, sorry, quarter of an inch. Aye, so this is a 1 pint pudding basin. This one's enamel. Now you can actually microwave this, but obviously not if you're using a metal dish. So I'm going to steam it. But this will do, I mean, 1 to 2. And tomorrow I'm using the, actually this over here, that is a pudding basin. And I'm going to be doing the main one in that, so that's 2 pints, just under a litre. And that will do 3 of us quite easily. Okay, so that's just a load of butter on here. This is just unsalted, nothing special. If you want to use quick release spray, Pam, whatever, go for it. Don't know how it works. Sure it will. Apologies if you clock any dog hairs kicking about. It is a bit of a hazard when you live with a lurcher, but hey. Aye, so it's just occurred, if you want it to be all fancy, you could pop some, I don't know, some herbs or something on the outside, you know, so it's going to be on the outside of the pudding when you sun it out. Could be quite nice, but yeah, I'm just going to pop this down here, and with a bit of luck, I think this will more or less fit. Now, if this does tear or anything, we can just get a wee patch. Doesn't really matter. Hold on, I think we're okay. Yeah, that's fine. So just trim the top. I'm I'm hoping that's all cool enough. So I'm going to start building this, and all I'm going to do is, I'm sure you can figure this much out, bit of bacon in the bottom. And I want just a wee pinch of that. Now, this is going to season, but it should also give us a wee bit of body. There's all kind of Victorian recipes for this, but they didn't bother with stock or anything. They literally just use water. So, you know, it's not exactly an expensive one. Right, so that's bacon, that's rabbit, and let's have some mushroom going on. And this is only, you don't really want to fill it. Oh, I mean, you can do it, but it's probably going to burst. You want to fill this kind of about 3/4 of the way up. Those. And let's have a wee bit of thyme, probably entirely too much, but hey, whatever. And let's go mad and have bacon in it. Some wee dates. And some more rabbit. It's not like you're going to see layers here or in here, so it doesn't really matter. Right, that'll do. I'm going to pause this and roll out the lid. Okay, spot the deliberate mistake. I was very nearly about to put the base on now without putting stock in. And yeah, that would not have been good. So, here we go. So that's the stock and the beer mixture. There we go. I think that's probably okay. So I've used, well, a wee bit more than half of what I made, but that's what I thought. It was a wee bit too much, that's fine. Cool, so, pastry brush, just go around the outside. Now, this might end up being a bit too wet, but oh, it doesn't really matter. Hoping that all that flour I put in is going to help it set up. There we go, there's the base going on, and I'm just going to, I did wash the knife. Right, that's sealed. You can see that's all the pastry I've got left, so we're pretty much bang on with the amounts. Grease proof, I have folded a double layer and I've just popped a wee pleat in it, and it's just to allow for any expansion. I've missed the middle, but I'm sure we'll live. Pop that on there, I'm going to put a bit of foil on top of that, and then we'll tie it off. Yeah, completely forgot to say, when you're putting the grease proof on, you want to butter it. Frankly, this is taking far longer than I wanted, so I've just shoved some of the Parma. That's that tied off. It always takes me about 74 goes to get this right, but I've tied it around, made a wee handle. We'll be able to lift it out with that. With a bit of luck, there we go. So I'm going to go and shove it in the steamer. It has been about an hour. I have got one shot of this. I haven't looked. I've had this out cooling for less than 10 minutes, sorry. Let's see what happens. Now, I've made many suet puddings in the past, but I haven't done this one. And I always find when you're changing up the ingredients, you don't know quite what's going to happen. So, I'm on you bugger. Oh, I think we're okay. Yes. So we've got a nice bit of colour there. And one plate on top of the other. Keep everything crossed. Hot, 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 hot. Okay. Yes. Right. Now, that looks pretty good. As I say, this is our dinner. So I'm going to quickly cut this open in hopes of having something that's not all just liquid inside. Come on. Ow. Damn. Hot. Oh, okay, that is very difficult to present on the camera. We're a wee bit wet. Right, so when I do the big one, I'll add a bit more flour, but I'm going to take that. Right, I'm going to get my arse kicked because this is taking ages. I'm going to go eat, not cook. I'll just have that. All right, cheers. And there you go. Safe to say the one I cut into didn't work as well, but this looks good. So, cheers. Bloody health and safety. Happy Christmas.